Welcome to Liberate Hearing, where learning is as fun as chasing butterflies. Today we're going on a trip with Emma and her cat Coco. Did you know they found a magic map in the forest? Let's listen to their story and pick up some cool English words along the way. Are you ready? Let's go. Emma lived in a small town near a wide river. She had a curious cat named Coco. Every morning, Emma woke early and looked out of her window. The sun rose above green hills, birds sang in trees. Emma drank a cup of warm tea and thought of new things to explore. Coco sat on the windowsill and watched the river. It was a calm day. Emma felt happy and calm. One day, Emma found an old paper in her attic. The paper was folded and tied with a thin string. She opened it and saw a simple map. The map showed a path from her house to a place in the nearby forest. On the map, there was a small drawing of a leaf and a sun. Emma held the map carefully. Coco meowed and touched the paper with his paw. Emma smiled. She decided to follow the map. Emma packed a small bag. Inside, she put a water bottle, a sandwich, a notebook, and a pencil. She also carried a small flashlight in case it became dark. Coco followed her and walked beside her. Emma told her mother, "I will go for a walk in the forest. I have a map. I will be careful." Her mother nodded and said, "Take care and come back before evening." Emma promised and left the house. Coco ran ahead, then looked back at Emma. They walked through the garden behind the house. Flowers grew in neat rows. Bees flew gently around blooms. Emma and Coco passed the garden gate and reached a dirt road. The road ran beside the river. The water moved slowly. Emma saw fish near the shore. Coco crouched and watched the fish. Emma laughed quietly. She said, "One day we can sit and watch the fish for a long time." Coco purred in response. Then they continued along the road toward the forest. At the edge of the forest, tall trees formed a green wall. Sunlight passed through leaves and made small bright spots on the ground. Emma felt a gentle breeze. She stepped onto a narrow path. The map said, "Follow the path until you see a big oak tree, then turn left." Emma walked slowly, looking at the map in her hand. Coco sniffed the air and moved carefully. Birds called in the trees. Emma felt calm but curious. After some time, Emma saw a large oak tree. Its trunk was wide and old. The bark was rough. She turned left as the map said. The path became steeper and the ground softer. Small stones lay near the trail. Emma walked carefully to avoid slipping. Coco jumped from stone to stone. Emma held her bag strap and kept her balance. They reached a small clearing. Sunlight filled the space. In the clearing, Emma saw a moss-covered rock with a simple symbol, a circle with a leaf inside. She smiled. This was the place on the map. Emma knelt and looked at the rock. She touched the moss and removed some leaves. Under the moss, the symbol was clear. She felt excited. Coco sat beside her and purred. Emma took out her notebook and drew the symbol. Then she checked the map again. The next mark was near a stream that ran deeper in the forest. She stood and said, "Let's go to the stream, Coco." Coco meowed and stood. They left the clearing and followed a faint trail. They walked until they heard water. The sound of a small stream reached their ears. Emma found the stream. Water was clear and cold. Small stones made the water bubble and shine. Emma knelt and touched the water with her hand. Coco stepped carefully on a rock in the stream and looked at small fish swimming. Emma smiled and said, "Hello, little fish." She filled her water bottle a bit. Then she checked the map. The map shows a stone with a star near the stream. Emma looked around and saw a flat stone with a simple star mark carved in it. She felt she was on the right path. Emma moved closer to the marked stone. She saw the star shape under some dirt. She brushed away leaves and mud. The mark was clear. She pressed lightly on the stone. It shifted a little and opened a small hole in the ground. Emma gasped softly. She called Coco, "Coco, look here." Coco came and sniffed the hole. Inside was a small wooden box, closed but in good shape. Emma lifted the box and held it in her hands. She opened it gently. Inside was a letter in neat handwriting. Emma read aloud, "Dear Emma, if you read this, then you have found my message. You will find a seed in the next place. Plant the seed near water and take care of it. It can help our town. Love, Grandmother." Emma felt warmth in her heart. She thought, "My grandmother left this for me." Coco purred and rubbed against Emma's leg. Emma folded the letter and placed it in her notebook. She looked at the map again. The final mark was a small drawing of a seed near a river bend. The river bend was not far from here, but she needed to follow a hidden trail. Emma stood and said, "Let's go find the seed, Coco." Coco meowed and walked forward. Emma drank some water and ate half her sandwich. She kept the rest for later. Then she moved toward the river bend. The trail was narrow and covered with leaves. Emma stepped carefully. Coco walked ahead and looked back at Emma. After a short walk, they reached the river B. The water here moved more quickly. Rocks formed small waves. Emma saw a small island of stones in the middle. The map showed the seed at the center of the island. Emma looked at the water. It was not deep, but she needed to reach the stones. She found stepping stones and moved across slowly. Coco followed, stepping lightly. Emma's shoes got a bit wet, but she was careful. They reached the center stone. On the stone lay a small pouch. Emma picked it up. The pouch was tied with a thin string. She untied it and saw a single seed inside. The seed was oval and smooth. It looked simple but special. Emma held it and read the pouch tag. "For the town." She thought, "This seed is the gift. I must plant it near water." Coco meowed and sniffed the seed. Emma smiled. She said, "We must go back to the river bank to plant it." She put the seed in a safe pocket and stood. Coco jumped down from the stone island first. Then Emma stepped carefully back to shore. They returned along the same trail, but Emma felt happy and excited. The sun was lower now. She looked at her watch, afternoon. She still had time before evening. Emma thought, "I will plant the seed soon." At the riverbank near her town, she found a soft spot of soil near the water. Emma knelt and dug a small hole with her hands. Coco helped by moving some small stones with his paw. Emma placed the seed gently in the hole and covered it with soil. She used water from her bottle to wet the soil. She said, "Grow well, little seed." Coco touched the soil softly. Emma patted the ground. They stayed for a while. Emma watched the water flow and imagined a small sprout. She wrote in her notebook, "Planted seed near river at 4:30 p.m. Then she stood and stretched. Coco shook his fur. Emma packed her bag, now lighter. She looked at the river and felt calm. She decided to return home. They walked back through the forest. The light was warm and golden. Birds sang quieter songs. Emma felt proud and calm. Coco walked beside her. When Emma arrived home, her mother greeted her. Emma showed the letter and her notebook entry. Her mother smiled and said, "Your grandmother planned this long ago. She wanted you to learn care and patience." Emma felt love. She wrote in her diary that night, "Today I found a seed and planted it. I feel hope for our town." Coco slept near Emma's feet. Emma felt safe and happy. In the next days, Emma visited the riverbank every morning. She watered the spot gently with clean water from a jar. Coco sat near and watched. After 3 days, Emma saw a tiny green sprout. She gasped and said, "Look, Coco, you see it?" Coco purred and touched the sprout with his paw. Emma felt joy. She wrote, "Sprout seen on day 3. Neighbors saw Emma and asked what she did. Emma shared a small story. "I planted a seed my grandmother left for me." Some neighbors smiled and said they would help watch the sprout grow. Over weeks, the sprout became a small plant with green leaves. Emma continued to care for it. She cleaned weeds around it and watered it. Coco often played near the plant but did not harm it. Emma taught him to be gentle. Other children came to see the plant. Emma told them, "A small seed can grow into something good. We must care for nature." The children listened and helped. They fetched water, removed weeds, and sang to the plant. Emma felt proud to lead them. One morning, Emma woke early and went to the riverbank. The plant had a small bud. She watched until the bud opened a little. It was a flower with simple white petals. Emma gently touched one petal. She felt soft petals. The flower smelled faint and sweet. Emma thought, "This flower is a gift." Coco sniffed the flower too. Emma picked a fallen petal and kept it in her notebook. She wrote, "Flower seen on day 21. She felt happiness and hope. News spread in the town. People visited the spot and saw the flower. They felt that the flower brought calm and joy. Emma's teacher heard this and asked Emma to tell the class about the seed and plant. In class, Emma spoke simply, "My grandmother left a map and letter. I found a seed, planted it, and it grew a flower. Many people helped. We learned care and hope." Classmates clapped. Emma felt shy but proud. The teacher praised her. "Emma, you show that one small action can change many lives." After school, children in town organized a small event by the river. They brought seeds and planted more plants along the bank. Emma helped guide them. Coco stayed near Emma, watching children. The river bank became green with new plants. Emma felt excitement and responsibility. She thought, "We can do more together." Town leaders noticed and planned a small garden near the river. Emma's idea grew into a community project. Months passed. The plants grew tall and strong. Flowers bloomed in different colors. Bees and butterflies came. Birds nested in branches. The river bank was lively. Emma walked there with Coco each day. She felt proud and calm. She remembered the firs. Day in the forest, finding the map and seed. She smiled and thanked her grandmother in her heart. She thanked Coco for company. She thanked nature for growth. One evening, Emma sat by the river and looked at the sky. The sun set in pink and orange shades. Coco curled on her lap. Emma held her notebook and looked at old notes. Map drawing, planting date, sprout date, flower date. She thought of new ideas, maybe another seed in a different place. But she also felt content. This adventure taught her care, patience, and teamwork. She said softly, "Thank you, forest, river, and friends." Coco purred. The story ends here, but Emma's mind stays open. She knows that simple actions and small care can grow hope. She knows she can explore again, follow another map, or start a new project. For now, she rests by the river with Coco, enjoying calm and gratitude. This single adventure took more than a day, but its effect will last many seasons. Emma learned that even level 2 learners can understand and share a story of growth and hope. And you, dear listener, can follow along, learn new words, and feel the calm joy in Emma's journey.